watch, look where you watch, know where you watch, choose the right thing to watch, and this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV, so that. Boom!
A big sound, a big tune.
Ja Holy Emmanuel, I boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther. And the ancient monarchy will come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war. Not every.
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country. I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country.
Oh. Somebody ball out one. Somebody say take them out. Lift your hand and say mighty God. Reverse them. Move them. Pull them out. Spray them out. Every cockroach, every rat, every criminal, reverse them. Every chichi boy, pull them out of Parliament. Every criminal, every scammer, every political scammer whose account can't count. All of them whose account can't count. Back them out, spray them, they push them, some push up in our Parliament, run them out, I drink out the milk, pull them out, mighty God, reverse them, indict them, mighty God, Holy Ghost, send out Holy Ghost. I spray them, deport them out of God's house. Some people in there won't get deported back of their yard. Send them back. Jezebel, Delilah, send them back of their yard. Ahab, send them back anywhere they come from. Kingston, St. Andrew, Portland, St. Mary. Me I go send me.
Do it up, buddy. You come. Dig it, dig it. 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 Ooh, ooh. Sound of the heartbeat of the drums. Yo, yo. This dub is sweeter than sugar and spice. Yeah, man. rubber dub style from way back when. And if you go to a party or any dancehall, right, that's why the European them love dub, so, you know, because they don't have to hear no lyrics. Once the music structured out properly and arranged, and especially when it's not computerized, it's actually real people that play drum and bass, guitar, keyboard, percussion, every instrument you can think of. You know what I mean? And they say it sound good and nice. And then you mix that together and blend it up. Yeah, man. It make the fucking dead walk and wake up. Believe you me. Anyway, we are talking about money. Because we see Andrew Wallace drop a tax boomshell upon Jamaican people. Right? I mean, I know why. I want him to know still, you know. Labour right, them still defend it. And them don't know what really have to come are going to come to them. So them down there, so, can't even make ends meet. That's why I'm sure them really fool and done. So this is how when people put people in a chant, you know, and put a chip on them shoulder, where them can't resist. Beside that, we just defend the undefendable each and every time, right? So we know that's how them stay. So you know, well, I mean, you know, all when them I feel it, you know, them all defend it, you know. Cause you up now, them shame, them gonna be shame to come out and say something otherwise. But this time, it's gonna burn like a blood clot, hotter than a Scotch bonnet pepper. Believe you me, not just to the adults, but all the kids them too. And I just see it. Because what go on so, because remember saying, you know, Andrew Wallace say, well then everything is okay, the economy is going good. Then prepare for everything. And pay big talk and talk about how they manage the economy well and there's nothing and there's no new tax. And all these things, you see what go on now? Remember him all say, well then I'll give people 32,000 instead of the 16, double it up. Where is that now? Because remember, you know, you just say, everything was cook and curry and everything was all right before. We don't have plan and make preparation for disaster. Remember that when you say, you know, Andrew Wallace said that you say, you know, them big talk there. You want to make arrangement and you want to make plans and everything. You want to have everything under control. The country is going along good. And all this big chat. And I use say so, you know. Nobody else says so. Out of your mouth it come from. So to make preparation and everything is in order. I see it now. You drop a fucking tax boomshell upon the people. Landing like a rocket out of nowhere. No one never expect this. So you think we tax that's PMP people tax? Everybody have to pay it, so you can't get out of this. But you know, next thing I want to say still, you know. Next thing I want to say still, because you have now, you see, I'm not talking them things all the while, you know. So well then, I'm still have to, each time you see something I have to say, well then, you know. But all right, PMP have something now to really make amend that, you know, really right now, you know. Because if we go back to the 1999 gas riot, remember that blood clot, good, like yesterday. Yeah, man, Jamaica, Europe, not just one place, all island. It's like a eruption. 1999, Anna P.J. Patterson. Yeah. And you know what? The same thing where people come out, and one of the biggest protests. And the same thing, tax rise. And people say they don't have none of it. PMP and Labour right. So I don't know, this time I know, the only thing what me see missing from this, because Labour right started, you know, and that's why I say Labour right, not take nothing for granted, you know. When them say a little loophole, them just move. And that's why you see, and then PMP really sit down and make certain things that go. I said, all right, this is the opportunity now to see, because as Siago did really motivate the people, you know. I said, well then, we have to come out and build them up, and everybody come out. But it's not just labor right. Come out, PMP come out too. Because PMP have to pay more for gas. Same speed, just like labor right. So it's everybody business. It's everybody business. So when say I go motivate them up and say, well, then come up and things like that, them ready to come on the street. Because them is the opposition at the time. And you see the same thing come back again. I mean, I watch the space here, the same thing come back again. So I'm going to say the PMP party, I got just depend upon we, the people, just make up really nice and things like that. And if we alone just make up nice, Andrew Wallace now really study we. They might try to say, well, although nobody now watch nationwide or nation wrong, them still got to talk about mainstream media I deal with. Because people who on social media are spread false news, and that for them rascal talking all the while, which sounds so stupid, right? So, 1999, say I go mobilize up, people come on the street, can never have no tax and go through a rascal. Can remember it like fucking yesterday, and people suffer, people are losing life, right? But at the same thing, because the same shit. So you see how the JLP work, when them say a loophole, well, now this is one big rascal loophole, the PMP, to try to fucking, yeah. Because if they don't really make a move, people, what you think people are going to, when them lead, we follow the leader, Because remember, JLP do it. So you see, what goes around, come back around. Same way with the rascal election. Michael Manley boycott the election. And then 89, they come back and win a landslide. And they come back around 2020, when Andrew called it, in the COVID, and PMP never do the same thing where happened before. Right? Never do the same thing where happened before, come back around, Because God has show people things, And them not really use them common sense because what we call it, greedy for power. So if them just do that, I mean, I will stop talking them things because them things are reality. Them things are facts to the teeth. Can't go around it. So if them boycott the election, we come around, we happen already. So them say what goes around, come back around, And it happened there. Them never take the chance. When I know the chance, I'm going to blow out take. They never do the right thing and say, look, we are not contesting it. So if they do that 2020, PMP would be in a power today. It would be Andrew Wallace. Andrew Wallace wouldn't get a wipe out, but let him have the hook. And see something come back around again. When PMP in a power, Anna PJ Patterson, 1999, when he put up the tax on gas, they call it the gas protest. People come out and the place erupted. And it really orchestrated by Labour Right and Siago. So you see how them work. And that me I talk about all the while and people don't really understand. Sometimes me I talk and things like that. Because you see it come back and play up right now with I again. Look on this boomshell where Andrew Wallace drop. After him said the economy I go good and everything is cook and curry and all these things. And people believe him. He have everything under control. No new tax, rate and lele. Look what you know, look what you know. This is a boomshell drop, like a rocket out of nowhere. Pan the Jamaican people. Because them are going to feel it. And them are going to buy all the sugary drink, them all them things. The rich people now do them things, and them don't make no preparation to make healthy drink. But them are supposed to mangoes and all them things they can make juice of Jamaican apple were rotten. And just drop over tree and rotten. Eh? You tell me. So you see, come back around again. So I'm going to see what go on in the weeks ahead. I'm going to say the PMP don't go sit down and just make it ride out. That means I know so well and something really funny. Because this is something, there's so much things that come to them and them just let it go and drop it like a hot potato, But this is something because anywhere was labor in this predicament, they would not take action. Think of PMP in a power and come with this tax and rate in this position. Just in the same position. Labor right to march out them bomber-clad army. And through a tax and people, everybody will feel it. PMP are going to join night too. Just like the last time, when Siago motivate the people man organize that and bring them out, you know. Another slave right him a deal with, you know, PMP come out, PMP a drive to, you know, PMP have to buy gas, I gas. Oh, the blood clot, you man. Everybody come out. So this is the same thing supposed to repeat itself now. Because this is one dangerous thing. Because hurricane just gone, people don't live nowhere. Everything mash up. When the blood clot, people get for raise tax now. And then you fucking you have to start give them JPS 150 million US smacker. And them are run around from before me born, you have JPS, you know. It's a private company. And all these time I rob people. And I rob people. So where's them money? Every company, a private company, is supposed to have money in the first class kitty or somewhere. So what kind of company is that? If you are, oh, the blood clot, you man. Sometimes I have to wonder what them blood clot people really are deal with, you know. Because I can't understand. Them is a private company who are fucking a thief Jamaican people. Every day you people are ball, all them light bill there and all these fucking thing. And so all them have the money to do nothing. Why the government have to bail them out? Where they have something more important to do? People don't live nowhere. We now play a game, you know. And all our go on, all the time, rascal, bucket a go well. It have to drop out one day, you know. Because I get rascal, the bucket bottom I get rotten now. Yeah, man. It a leak as well. It's fucking leaking as well. Believe you me. Because I mean, I understand this. When a Prime Minister can come out and rate, lele, everything is in order. The man talks some big talk. In fact, I never call him man, you know, the guy talks some big talk. We all have everything in control. When they on fucking international media, he might talk about things them like so well and he have everything in control. And we manage the economy well. And look at this now. So if we don't manage the economy well, so all tax the people so wicked now. Eh? After the people just vote for you, well enough, vote for you. You want to just thief an election and because no money in the country, because that we are talking about, we know that long time, you know. We want to thief it up, we want to misangle it. So the money, that's why people now get paid. Civil servant not getting paid. Pension, if you get them like a qualified pension, old people them can't get it. You them a ball. Nurse now get paid, blood clot. All 2 weeks late, all them thing there. Because one of them play juggling. A juggling now. One not really stable, the economy. One not juggle with poor people, blood clot, hard earn money. Right? Like, just like on a juggle the balls. Up a Cliff Hughes party. Yeah. So now juggle economy. Eh? What can go so? And I play a game. Big game when I play now. Look a small game, you know. Because it's a people life, you know. This is the country money, you know. I want a blood clot play a game and a juggle like that. Eh? How can you? Hurricane just gone and people fucking all not recover yet. People, I want to have blood clot come with a bag of tax like this. Who not it? And then you have the heart and the nerve to come talk about it not gonna eat. The brother, you have a mad rascal psychopath, you know, or patter when the blood clot you want to call him. Because I mean, I understand. Eh? He's more than a psycho. Now, sir, I can understand. This man talk about things, the man talk about things. All the while, the economy in a good shape. Every him just big up the thing all the while. And I tell people lie bluntly because there's, you know how long we are talking about there's no money there in Jamaica. And we see it. I just juggle, brother. You know juggling? The man have to juggle to survive. Okay, you are juggling with blood clot Jamaican economy when Jamaica is a rich country. Because all the blood clot proceed them a go out. And them now go out in the blood clot, right people on who a keep the country active. And the poor people, you know. Because the rich people them get exempt and all them things from paying tax. All them big company, McDonald's and whatever you done, yeah, Kentucky, them now blood clot, they just come to Jamaica and employ too little cheap labor. And that's what satisfy with. And them get waiver. But as a little black man, open a little rascal, beer giant or whatever, we don't want to come down upon them hard. We don't want people. This is how the blood clot country run. You know what I mean? And it's kind of really sad. Fucking sad, brother. Because look what happened in 1999. And look what happened in 1999. And, well, I mean, I tell you, and you see, it's really, but sometimes people have to look on them. So you see, at the end of the day, boy, I don't know, you know, I believe in it still. And that's something I see. It happens over and over. And there's no way nobody can tell me nothing. It's not everything, you know, but we have some talk, you know, where it's really makes sense, you know. What goes around comes around. And we can see it happen in my eyes every fucking, yeah, I couldn't say every day if I want to say every day, but when them a big occasion, it clearly, what goes around comes around. Back so if it just really act on it and using the common sense. We can't lie. What goes around comes around. And we can talk many things. It happened in my life and a lot of people's life. But this now in a public. This politics is public, you know. So that's why we can't talk on it, you know. Because our thing, we have to pay the tax, our country, we are the people. So when we say what goes around comes around, but people don't take the action when it's supposed to take. But yeah, where Andrew act on it. That's all labor rights there. And look like PMP, I don't know what kind of gear they're missing in a certain way. What goes around always comes around, brother. So just like blood clot music, you have a style of music, and then you have certain music, the same music we kind of like dead out, come back again, you know. It happens all the while. And this is no joke. So if Michael Mann go boycott an election in 1984, right, and don't take part in it, and make them go on, make the JLP go on, Rasclad win. And the next Rasclad, 1990, yeah, when election run again, them get a Rasclad beating, wipe out, JLP wipe out. So that happened in 1984, when them boycott it, and then 1990, election call again, and PMP win by a whopping landslide, wipe out the JLP. Same thing, I mean, 15 seats. Right? I one more than what PMP did have. So, come back around 2020, and all PMP have to do, you know, don't contest the election. Just leave it, but then run themselves to wreck. Because that will happen to them, you know. So this election we just gone another day. They're going to wipe out like blood clot. They're going to just wipe out. And they say, you know, get rid of Andrew Wellness. But PMP give them a lifeline by not following the code. They're not follow the code. The code was there for you to see plain. It happened already, it's gonna happen again. So this is the time. This is the time for you now. Just relax. Don't run on the power business and hungry for you. Just relax and sit back. And make him, because that him doing, him come and call election. All you have to do, sit back and don't contest it and make him hang him fuck himself. Him and him bumperclad thief them. And that will happen to them. All know them on the fucking opposition and shame like a dog. And you, Andrew Wellness, too, you know, under pressure and you know more liable to go jail. Yeah. Because when, you know, Mark Weller, but let me tell you something here, brother. You see, sometimes people have to really open them eye. Them cranium, whatever you want to call it. But you have to just really look and think, you know. You can't just make things that pass you. You have to use, you have to think named common sense, you know. It's better than any education, you know. May I tell you that? That's our next thing again, you know. And if you don't use that, that's not after that about you have to, I don't want nobody going to, oh, them educated and then them go university and then never know if you do that. That not nothing to do with university and never know what to do nothing. That not nothing to do with it. I just common sense. No say it happen already, especially on our own for the leader. Only leader do it, you know. Only leader do it. Michael Mann, the great Michael Mann, they do it. Boycott an election and get the benefit from it. I imagine, because you hear them say again, it's not who laugh, first laugh, you know. At the last fucking laugh, at the laugh. All them that true thing again, you know. Because when Siago call the election and man said they will not contest it, him laugh. So they just fucking go ahead. Because they never contest it and they just rule. And the next Bomboclaw election, them fucking wipe out like dog. So you see, those are the things that I talk about. So, you know, we try to just break down things easy and make people try to understand. Because some people, no matter you try to break down things and tell them some simple way, you know, a simple blood clot thing. I mean, that's my thing, because my thing is a simple thing, you know. If you just understand, you know. Because I mean, I pretty up nothing and thing like that. Just talk as oh, me see come to me straight. And this is just reality. And anybody have blood clot sense, have a little inch of fucking some little common sense. I'm going to know, so well then, you know what a brother you talk, you know. I will sticky stuck you talk, you know. I will keep gargan attack, you know. And the truth. What goes around always comes around, brother. You don't know that. You don't know that. If you don't have a rough time in fucking life, you can have rough time again. And when you come out of that rough time, if you don't know what you're doing and using the common sense, only go back to a rough time again. So you can't say you've been there and done it already. So you come back again. But if you're using the head, you can't fucking beat off that. Because the say it go. So this happened in fucking 1999. Big protest. And what it caused, the protest caused, for the same tax rise. Right? And now, this man are coming with some dangerous rascal or something. Because no money in the country, they might try to fucking take money and give JPS. And then the people them know how to pay for it. And then them put somewhere in them pocket. How can a blood clot government can run like this? And the people have a blood clot that support them and then them so bomb clot, them so some laghead them, you know. Yeah, man. Really laghead, more than laghead, to be truthful. What the fuck is going on here? People can't see. People can't. Common sense is the greatest thing in life, you know. Yeah, man. Common sense is the greatest thing in life. That's what me can tell you. Common sense is knowledge and wisdom. Because I see, you say if you have your common sense and your common sense a click, you outplay any boy or any girl. But when them go to university and have more subject, you fuck. Let me tell you that. Anyway. What you hear that lady I say, because she talk about the same riot, so she explained some more. So it's good for you know. It's good for can have some rascal video for we can play and get some more knowledge of this. So hear this.
They've managed to get their government to withdraw a $1 billion tax bill that would have imposed even greater burdens on the already overtaxed and economically burdened society. President William Ruto also scrapped his cabinet, although the people say that he has reappointed some of the same people in the new cabinet that he just announced. Kenyans have paid a heavy price. Dozens of people have died. But the citizens insist that they are not backing down and they're willing to keep up the protest action as long as it takes until William Ruto and his government listens to the voice of the people. And this brings me back to the last time when Jamaicans stood up to their government
Yeah.
and said enough was enough. It was the government of PJ Patterson that decided, let me jack up the gas tax all the way up here and see how much we can squeeze the people to accept the pressure. Unfortunately for PJ and the PNP government, Jamaicans were already under a lot of economic pressure at that time.
Same like
And
now.
a whole lot of issues collide.
Same like
and
now.
the people said, enough is enough.
In April of 1999, the Patterson-led administration announced that a 31% tax would be imposed on all petroleum products, including diesel, leaded, and unleaded fuel, to raise $2.8 billion to plug a gap in the budget. The announcement sent
Same thing come back
shockwaves through
again.
the country. People from all walks of life quickly came to the realization that an increase in gas prices would cause a ripple effect on consumer goods across the board. Farmers and market vendors said that the increased costs of transporting their goods would leave them no choice but to increase their prices. And taxi drivers from across the country demanded a fair increase to compensate for higher gas prices. The PNP government said the tax increase was necessary to save the country from economic collapse. But the opposition, Jamaica Labour Party, saw an opportunity and began organizing protests on...
So me talk about them site, but me call it, you know, she say opportunity, but me call it loophole, you know. Because that them work off. Anyway, them say a little loophole, that's how Angeles work, you know. Them dive in it, you know. So me I say that, you see, that's how opposition is supposed to work in every country. So why the PNP so quiet on all them things? Because this is one big loophole and this is one like small loophole now, you know. If mobilize, I'm not just going to mobilize PNP, I'm mobilize the people because PNP and Labour are going to come out. That happened in 1999 and there's no doubt about it because the tax not going to eat this PNP alone. It every fucking body. So that's why when 1999 protests, what happened? PMP, Labour right, everybody out, all the dog, every dog from all walk of life come out. And that was a strong, and that was a nationwide too. Yeah man, nationwide. So this is how opposition work. So this is one fucking big loophole now, the PMP if jump in now, because this is worth it. People can't afford the tax. So this is something where worthwhile if it come out now. Because remember again, you know, JLP do it. So why them can't do it too? Them can't just refer back and say, remember, 1999, a year late, Siago did mobilize the people, you know. Because Andrew do everything what Siago do, you know. He might learn from them already. And might do it like a cool operator and I fucking get away with it. So we see Andrew will steep election and get away with it. Marky G come out so quick and can do it. Consent, or whatever you want to call it. And when we argue about nothing, we have a lot of cases him couldn't argue. But when I go back, we don't even talk about that. Because sometimes but you have to talk about things that are gone, you know, because I just say it go. Because it makes sense to fix the argument we are talking about anyway. So you see, what I try to say now, this is our loophole where PMP is supposed to really hack now. And really get this rascal government shaky and jumpy. Yeah, man.
under the theme, Bury the Axe, Cut the Tax. Now, not all the protests were associated with the JLP. Many of these protests were just organic, and people were feeling economic pressures even before the tax announcement was made. So they just joined in the protest movement because the opportunity was there.
Everybody joined
From Negril
in.
Point to Moran Point, commercial activity
Everybody
ground
joined
to a
in.
halt.
PMP and
Public
Labour.
transportation virtually was non-existent. Taxi drivers and bus drivers abandoned their routes, forcing many commuters to walk long distances to get to work.
This is just what's happened upon this government. They shut down the country and make them rascal think twice. But, you know, the pressure to reach Andrew Wallace yet, you know. He might get rid of everything. I mean, I thought that all the while, you know. He must move on like a cool operator because, and to be truthful, the people might try them best who are support, the bloggers, them who really see the light and things like that. But we alone can't do it. And, you know, we are the people that were really people vote for, who them represent, them supposed to do the things because the party is supposed to run, especially when you're in opposition. So when you see a big loophole like this now, talking alone can't do it. Because when you go in a parliament, go talk, and say you object to that and object to that, where that gonna go? You're not gonna go nowhere. People power do things, you know. You do it in Kenya that day. The Kenyan have a blood clot, drop a lot of things. Yeah. It happen, look, it happen everywhere in the world. Only Jamaica, because Jamaica people sleepwalking. For some reason. Yeah, man. Jamaica people are sleepwalking with some blood clot reason. I don't know. And, you know, it kind of really, I don't know, you know, it hurt, you know. Yeah, as a patriot, you know. Yeah. As somebody who not go sell out them country for what? Papers. Nah. Like how enough of them do. Because that's all them do. Them people are not Jamaican, you know. And when you have one man where stand up with him integrity and you can't find nothing upon him, transparency, no matter what you might say, no can come because I don't like them things there. My goal in the man. I'm not full of that. But if I'm short of something, I'm going to talk. Because it needs some boldness. Need some Rockweiler style. Woo, woo. You blood clot, you man. Woo. When you blood clot, you hear that sound there. You have to look twice and you have to keep your mouth shut. And them type of style you need right now. Yeah, man. The Rockweiler style. With some big teeth. You don't want no fucking mongrel. Type of attitude.
If they could ever make it at all, children could not go to school. The country was virtually on a lockdown. Add to that, the security forces were greatly outnumbered by the number of protesters that had come out across the country.
That can't happen right now.
Were kept busy clearing roadblocks.
That can't happen right now.
In some instances, they could only watch as some protesters began looting and burning buildings. The widespread backlash pushed PJ Patterson to request a meeting with opposition leaders.
Yeah, it's only that we don't want, you know, because you're going to have some people who just step on the sideline, come out to do them things there. Yeah, them not true protesters. They don't come and look to do something for fucking tear down people's place. I mean, I agree with that. I don't agree with that. Protest freely, make them see we don't stop the whole of our class shit and destroy people's place. Because and I say it's supposed to go. And that is the truth. But, you know, people have different mindset, you know. Them use certain things for their own convenience, and that's all it is.
Edward Siaga. But this was after Patterson had defiantly said that there would be no rollback. Siaga declined to meet and said there would be no purpose in meeting if Patterson had already made a decision. Meanwhile, the Gleaner reported that members of PMP leadership had met with some area leaders in its stronghold communities and asked for their help to prevent further unrest and roadblocks. The government also set up a task force to look at alternatives for plugging the budget shortfall. Finally, the government relented and announced a 50% rollback of the tax. The Gleaner archive shows letters to the editor flooding in the aftermath of the protests. Some were sympathetic to the cause, while others decried the quote-unquote loss of decency and the damage done to Jamaica's reputation. One letter writer said that Jamaicans have had to undergo numerous injustices at the hand of a self-serving, irresponsible and greedy government which continues to doctor the reports to make it seem like the country is all right. One of the more profound comments came from Samir Yunus, then president of the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, whose address to a board of directors meeting was republished in the Gleaner. He said, quote, "The country should have been prepared through dialogue for an increase in gas and so cushion the shock that should also have been anticipated. If we have not learned a lesson from what happened last week and understood the message that our people were sending to our political directorate, then all our losses would have been in vain."
So what can you learn from all this? Well, from past riots in Jamaica to the current protests in Kenya, it is a reminder that when the people are pushed to the limit, they will fight back. And like the Kenyan government, perhaps the Jamaican government won't know what that limit is until the people let them know that they've crossed it. If you've been enjoying my
Yeah, well, that is one sound, Rascal, message, sound, very sound, because Andrew Wallace Trick say, well, then, he feel like say because him have 10 years now, more than 10 years, and people don't really come out, and like a protest of them have, and just a little handful of people. So him use them thing then, and I watch them and say, oh yeah, them have everything under control. Yeah, man. Them have everything under blood clot control. Like that them must say, right now. Them have everything under control. But it don't really work like that. Me can't tell you that. Because when you think of peace and safety, more time, sudden obstruction, destruction, you name it. And there's no doubt about that. So when you can't go on, and don't pull up on the fallow ground, because when people blood a boil, something have to give. Something have to Rascal give, believe you me. Yeah, man, when people blood a boil, something have to give. Something have to give. And there's no doubt about that. Have to. Because, boy, I don't know say this blood clot, or me see this country your blood clot. You, boy, I tell you, brother. It's like that's like Jamaica shouldn't have one place right now where, people that's comfortable. And there's no doubt about that. There's people that's Rascal comfortable. Well comfortable too. But no. The only people who are comfortable are them. And them make it work that way for them. Because they don't like they don't like Rascal poor people. All them do, they shouldn't call themselves the group, the great pretender. Yeah, man. I say Andrew Wallace come out there. In election time, I would take up like a baby. The man that have blood clot have no love for nobody pitney. Him just use them for them own convenience. That's what most politicians do. Some deal with it, and them deal with it with caring in themselves and in their mind. But them not deal with it as a photo app. But Andrew Wallace is a photo apper. Yeah, man. Him just do them thing now all the people pitney. Like him fucking care, just forget vote. So the same people pitney we have to hold up on them like a pitney there, so some of them still live outside. Down in the blood clot, Westmoreland and them places there. Trelawney and them places. Still Rascal and when kick them out of shelter, all them things there. Me just show a woman the other day with all pitney and one like a pram. And she have other pitney. And so she then kick her out. Boy, I tell you, so and then, this guy I go there in election time, I hold up people pitney. Just really, you see those, and people buy them things there, Because when you look at people, they see them things, the Prime Minister hold you. I don't know, say, well then, it's a curse. You might can't spam, I don't can't see it. Because one is a kuno no code. That's what one is. Simple as that. Yeah, man. One can't blood clot must see it. Put a curse under them blood clot. Because anything him touching, I believe you me, Because any man say, people say a large thing, all them Rascal thing. Don't bomb clot, them is evil. Them is fucking evil. No matter if they come and talk to you soft, rate you lily, no, them can't Rascal fool me. You know what I mean? Go to little more dub and come back again. Yeah, man. Dub nice, you know. I've been running as a rock. And I drink a little London Pride beer with some bitter wood. Yeah. But anyway, what there so? So, we were here with this Mark Golden throw a blow up on her other day, you know. Fable Williams. So she's very awkward. And that was a low blow. But me like the punch of Mark Golden punch on her. Very low rascal, awkward woman. Can't understand her.
Of expenditure 2026-2027 for the financial year ending 31st March 2027. The Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027. The tax expenditure statement for the period 2022 to 2024. The Jamaica Mortgage Bank estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027, the Government of Jamaica Medium-Term Debt Management Strategy for the financial year 2026-27 through 2029-2030, the Public Sector Consolidated Estimates of Expenditure 2026-2027 for the financial year ending 31st March 2027. The revenue estimates 2026-2027 for the financial year ending 31st March 2027, and the Government of Jamaica Fiscal Policy Paper, fiscal year 2026-27, which were laid on the table of the House on the 12th day of February 2026, be referred to the Standing Finance Committee of the whole House of Representatives, consisting of all the members of the House, for consideration and report. Madam Speaker, I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take this motion.
Thank you, Minister. Questions and answers to questions. Motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice. Motions relating to the sitting of the House. Motions for leave to introduce bills. Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Public business. House Leader.
Madam Speaker, we will take the Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I now move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take the motion, notice of which I gave earlier.
Members, the question is that the standing orders be suspended to enable the Minister to take the motion, notice of which she gave earlier.
Big cow
Those
there
in
now.
favor? Those against? The ayes have it, Minister.
Big cow, big foot.
Madam Speaker, as this is the first time that we will be laying the revenue measures along with the other
look what a blood clot one of the pin
to our
up.
budget.
Blood clot teeth in boy there. Look at it. Well, blood clot. Look at him now. Dropping blood clot soon. Anyway, looking at the blood clot. Parliament on the bomber clot. JLP, government side. I pay crooks in here, look on, you know. Pay thief and crooks.
Before I move the motion, Madam Speaker.
I like a hackwood one of them, Fable Williams.
Madam Speaker.
Shouldn't have blood clot rocking chair.
Just
Bumbo,
allow me,
yo.
Madam Speaker, to acknowledge my husband and one of our daughters.
Yeah. So who care about that? You say when I come with them, you say my blood clot come with us, sir.
Our daughter is visiting from cold Chicago and wanted to see her mother in Parliament.
Oh, she will support you and give her strength.
Thank you, daughter. I feel very special. Madam Speaker, you will recall that the Independent Fiscal Commission...
All PMP should never have leaked the bench, you know. You should keep them blood clot quiet. This is what's wrong to them. Them too distant.
Over
Yeah.
the period, fiscal year 2025 to 26. I'm sorry, fiscal year 2025-26 to fiscal year 2029.
Start to make mistake already.
Is well above the legislative threshold
of
of 1.5%.
And she's not the finance minister, you know. People, she's not the finance minister. She's just an actor. For Andrew Wallace is the real finance minister. Let me tell you that. He must show everything. And she just did it.
Speaker, the Independent Fiscal Commission, which started on January 1, 2025, in their first...
Tell you something. You see, since Nigel Clark lift up, them have blood clot people in the Labour Party who can have that role. Me know that. But because he don't want to go give anybody that job unless them close to him. And the people who qualify to get that job, them independent, and know that kind of like bright people, you know, as a Christopher Tufton say. Right? So, that is the thing. So, him get a woman now, like she, where is just a rascal, I don't know, you know, Tutsi, or Dulcie, I don't know. But she knows, so he knows him can get her to bend for him as a whole. That's army granny. Simple as that. Yeah, man.
Report. The Independent Fiscal Commissioner.
She do something what she don't want to do, you know.
Flag that successive governments have failed to table the revenue measures along with the budget documents, despite it being a requirement as per the FAA Act.
I know what she read this and she write it, you know.
In the interest of full disclosure.
That's why she makes so much mistake, because she don't understand. She don't understand her own Bumble handwriting.
Own law that was passed in this parliament.
She get it to read, so she's not a finance minister.
The Independent Fiscal
She's just an actor.
Full visibility into the budget figures in order to
who think them can blood clot fool, you know.
whether the budget is credible or
who them think them can fool? She's an actor. Finance actor, but no, she's not the minister. Andrew Wallace is the minister of finance.
Madam Speaker,
he might push the button.
Has the longest number of years of no new taxes in the history.
You're all a liar now.
Of independent Jamaica.
Yeah, them look at like dry. You call this dry eye lie, you know.
Category 5 hurricane with winds of 185 miles per hour.
Can't blame hurricane again.
Interrupted that.
All right, them right if here, man.
Madam Speaker, or adherence.
I know if you have speech that. We can't put my neck on the block.
Some of our budget for a rainy day, finding financial instruments that would provide ready cash in the event our rainy day buffer was not enough, were some of the wise decisions we made as a government. And oh, how those wise decisions have helped us to quickly respond to bring relief to many left homeless by Hurricane Melissa. So, Madam,
when I shine it, boy, then in Pinnock, big crook in the teeth of the bomber clad school putting their money. Him and dirty real read. Look at him and come back in the government. Only in Jamaica, them think you can blood clot happen. You can smell him from here, so you know. Rank. Them bomber old GLP there. Minister Official.
Okay. This Honourable House is being requested to
Honourable
take note
House,
of
the
the
bomber
following
clad,
revenue
dishonourable
measures
blood clot house
for
that.
implementation in fiscal year 2026, 2027, and fiscal year 2027, 2028.
Pay a crop shot chat,
The
you know.
passage and impact of Hurricane Melissa has materially altered the government's fiscal environment. The hurricane resulted in unprecedented damage to critical infrastructure.
Them people have a speech writer, you know. We get paid to do them things, you know. So this now, him write it for Andrew Wallace, the speech writer, and then I'm going to write exactly what Andrew Wallace want to say, you know. And then him pass it on to this little old bat, you know. Alright? And she come out and read something, and she's a finance minister, and I fear her own word that, you know. So she had to do what she told to do. But them things are so plain, you know.
Structure, productive sectors, and public assets, placing severe pressure on public finances and reconstruction expenditure, which is expected to extend across the medium term. Against this background, Madam Speaker, expenditure containment and administrative improvements cannot close the emerging fiscal gap. It is therefore imperative that targeted revenue measures to strengthen revenue performance, safeguard fiscal sustainability, and ensure the government's continued ability to deliver essential public services are introduced. The proposed fiscal revenue measures target some areas that are currently undertaxed, such as digital services. Additionally, given Jamaica's commitment to environmental preservation, it is proposed that the Environmental Protection Levy revenues be increased to support the government's recovery efforts. The revenue enhancement also includes a tax on sweetened beverages, which are generally perceived as a threat to healthy lifestyle. So I'll begin with the application of General Consumption Tax, GCT, on digital services and intangibles. The Honourable House is asked to note the intention to apply GCT to digital services and intangibles supplied from abroad.
Digital services.
In
so when I tax now, the TikTokers, our the YouTubers.
The tax system and provide fairness in an increasingly digital economy. Digital services now form a growing share of everyday consumption by Jamaican households and businesses. Many of these services are supplied by non-resident providers with no physical presence in Jamaica, resulting in inconsistent application of GCT under existing arrangement. The rapid growth in digital transactions has highlighted gaps in the current tax framework. Similarly, services may be subject to different tax treatment depending on whether they're applied locally or from overseas, placing our domestic businesses at a competitive disadvantage. In addition, the shift towards untaxed digital consumption contributes to revenue leakage and reduces the government's capacity to fund public services. The proposed reform is guided by the destination principle, an internationally accepted standard for consumption taxation. Under this principle, GCT applies where a service is consumed rather than where the supply.
This woman is a finance minister, and she can't talk without like she's in a schoolroom. I want it with Nigel Clark, you know. Nigel Clark will read from the script, but him can fucking box that aside sometime and just talk. We know so well. And that was a proper, although Nigel Clark was, you know, Andrew Wallace broke him out. He's a good finance minister, but him do the wrong things. Andrew Wallace break him out. And that's why I'm have to run away. I know what's coming, you know. I know want to be in that hot water. You think any man could not get that amount of money for them job and also tip to be the next rascal leader and run gone? Something behind something there. So this woman I read from the thing and she know one time pause and look straight in the eye, in the parliament, straight ahead. All her she attack her just down. So what kind of finance minister is this? I mean, what finance minister across the world when we give them presentation and them just talk fluently without nothing. Them when they want to go back to us something, they go back and look at them notes. But this woman that does is down in the blood clot notes. So what kind of fucking finance minister you is? And when I say, no, you write that. I can't put my neck on the block and you write it. Andrew Wellness speechwriter write it and draft it up and chuck it for you to come out and read to Jamaican people and the house. Bullshit.
Supplier is located.
Bullshit.
In practical terms, this means that digital services consumed in Jamaica should be subject to GCT in the same way as locally supplied equivalent services. The application of GCT on international digital services and intangibles is expected to have...
So if you're going to have a policeman digital service, and you know you have it, why you have to read it out like that? You're not supposed to say, well, and talk what you have if he's a finance minister and you or rascal push the button. You don't tell people to feed that. You're not supposed to read something like you're in a schoolroom, lady. Come on, man. Obvious, you know. This is like what piss me off, you know. Like a blood clot playground.
Once fully implemented, the measure is expected to yield in the first instance starting in the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2026-2027 because there's an implementation curve that we have to go up, and we're expecting $300 million in the first instance, but as it is fully implemented in the financial year 2027-2028, we would expect $4.2 billion. Our revenue measure number 2 would be levying the special consumption tax on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages. This Honourable House, Madam Speaker, has been advised that STT will be introduced under the General Consumption Tax Act on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages. For this measure, non-alcoholic sweetened beverages are defined as all non-alcoholic beverages containing added sugar or other caloric sweeteners, as well as beverages containing artificial or non-nutritive sweeteners, whether carbonated or non-carbonated, and whether manufactured locally or imported. The primary objective of this measure is not only revenue mobilization, it also supports broader public health objectives. Jamaica continues to experience elevated levels of obesity and diabetes, and sweetened beverages are recognized as a significant source of extra sugar consumption. Any reduction in consumption resulting from the price adjustment would represent a positive supplementary outcome. Madam Speaker, this Honourable House is being advised that sweetened beverages are widely consumed across income groups and represent a high volume, consistently traded category of goods. Data from the 2024 Economic and Social Survey of Jamaica indicate that domestic production of carbonated beverages increased from approximately 17.3 million cases in 2020 to an estimated 20.1 million cases in 2024, reflecting sustained demand. Sweetened beverages are currently subject only to the standard GCT rate of 15%, and are not presently listed in the Act as prescribed goods for SCT purposes. The proposed SCT will be assessed on a per unit basis, calculated based on the total liquid volume of each sweetened beverage measured in milliliters. The Honourable House is further advised that the SCT will apply at the point of manufacture for domestic producers and at the point of importation for imported products, in accordance with the provisions of the GCT Act. This ensures, Madam Speaker, administrative efficiency and parity between local and imported goods. The SCT will be applied at a rate of 0.02, which is 2 cents per milliliter. The estimated revenue gain associated with levying the SCT on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages is estimated at $10.1 billion and will take effect during the first quarter of fiscal year 2026-2027. At this rate, just to break it down in terms of the estimated retail price impact, it would be as follows for these examples. So for 300 milliliters beverage, it would be $6. For 600 milliliter beverage, it would be $12. And for a 2-liter beverage, it would be $40. Revenue measure number 3 would be an increase in the special consumption tax, SCT, on liters of pure alcohol. The Honourable House is being advised that the special consumption tax, SCT, on all alcoholic beverages will be increased from $1,230 per litre of pure alcohol to $1,400 per litre of pure alcohol. The current rate was established on March 13, 2017, many, many years ago, when the specific SCT increased from $1,120 to $1,230. The proposed increase is intended to preserve the real value of the tax and strengthen revenue mobilization. The Honourable House is reminded as well that alcoholic beverages are subject to both the SCT and the GCT. The GCT is applied on an ad valorem basis at the standard rate of 15% at the point of sale. The proposed measure does not alter the GCT, but only adjusts the specific SCT component. The proposed increases will apply uniformly to locally manufactured and imported alcohol beverages, ensuring neutrality of treatment and maintaining consistency within the existing SCT framework. The estimated revenue gain associated with increasing the SCT on this product, liter of pure alcohol, is estimated at $1.6 billion and will take effect the 1st of May 2026. The next is increase in the special consumption tax on cigarettes. The Honourable House is being further advised that the SCT on cigarettes will also be increased by $3 per stick, moving the effective specific rate from $17 per stick to $20 per stick.
We graduate from old school and new school. It's all about reality and art property. Kid Gargan, you are the musical commodity, and most of all, you always stick to 91% originality.
The Honourable House is advised that cigarette taxation remains a significant and reliable revenue source internationally. However, tax revenue performance is influenced not only by tax rates, but also by consumption patterns, enforcement effectiveness of public health policy. Increasing taxes on cigarettes are internationally recognized tools to moderate harmful consumption and reduce long-term health costs. The proposed increases will apply uniformly to locally manufactured and imported cigarette products, again ensuring neutrality of treatment and maintaining consistency within the existing SCT framework. The estimated revenue gain associated with increasing the SCT on cigarettes is approximately $1.1 billion and will take effect 1st of May 2026. Moderation of the 20% duty concession on motor vehicles for public officials. The Honourable House is asked to note that the current 20% duty concession on motor vehicles for public officials in certain positions reduces the duties payable when importing or purchasing vehicles. This concession was introduced to reduce the cost of vehicle ownership, support mobility, and assist certain public sector groups in an environment that no longer exists. It represents a significant reduction in government revenues. The Honourable House is asked to note that currently under the 20% duty concession framework, public officials in eligible posts are afforded preferential tax treatment on importation of motor vehicles. Within this framework, both the SCT and the GCT are fully waived, and the applicable customs duty is 20% of the vehicle's CIF value. Consequently, beneficiaries of the concession are required to pay 20% customs duty with no liability for SCT or GCT. The Honourable House is asked to note that it is proposed that the 20% duty concession on motor vehicles be amended. It is proposed that the 20% import duty remain payable, the GCT becomes payable, and the SCT exemption remains. The estimated revenue gain associated with removal of the GCT exemption is approximately $1.3 billion, and it will be effective the 1st of May 2026. Right, the concession remains, but with modification. The next revenue measure is the increase in environmental protection levy rate.
The Minister's time for speaking has expired. Minister, my apologies. Somebody's phone rang in here, sounding the bell, but the time on the clock has not expired. My apologies.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this Honourable House is asked to note that the primary objective of the Environmental Protection Levy is to mitigate environmental degradation, promote sustainable resource utilization, and bolster climate resilience, particularly for Jamaica's vulnerable island ecosystems. It was first imposed on all goods imported, but later extended to the domestic market. At the ports, it is charged on the CIF of imported items, while domestically it is imposed on the sales of locally manufactured goods, discounted by 25%. Madam Speaker, events of recent years have underscored the urgent need for enhanced environmental safeguards. This includes implementing stronger penalties to deter pollution. A series of severe natural disasters has further challenged Jamaica's fiscal stability. Hurricane Beryl in 2024, followed by the unprecedented Hurricane Melissa in 2025, which is identified as the costliest in the nation's history, causing estimated damage in excess of US $8.8 billion, approximately 41% of 2024 GDP. These events have imposed a significant financial burden, contributing to a projected decline in real GDP of 0.5% and 4.5% for the 2024-25 and 2025-26 fiscal periods, respectively. In an effort to finance enhancement of climate resilience, it is proposed to increase the environmental protection levy rate to 0.8% from 0.5% for both imports and domestic goods, and to expand the base
When I
on
try
which
to
the
pay a blood
domestic
clot,
levy
I
is
get
charged
fucking
from
boring now.
75% of sales to 100%.
Boring,
It is
boring.
estimated that these adjustments will result in $3.639 billion in revenues effective May 1, 2026. The next revenue
She can't read the blood clot thing, you know. She just have a sweat. You can't see how she write it, you know. She has strain to read it.
Up from 10%.
Strain has been somebody has strained to live up something.
Note that over the years, the government of Jamaica has provided special tax treatment to the tourism industry to alleviate the tax burden and propel the industry to a level of maturity. This support was delivered through targeted tax credits, including the special tax credit, STC, and the Special Alcoholic Beverages Credit, SABC. These credits allowed eligible tourism entities to reduce their net tax liability based on prescribed formula, including credits linked to non-tourism revenue streams and to GCT paid on alcoholic beverages used in taxable activities. While effective in reducing the tax burden, these arrangements were administratively complex. In fiscal year 2005-2006, the credit-based system was repealed and replaced with a simplified regime under which the tourism industry was subject to 50% of the standard GCT rate, resulting in an effective rate of 8.25%. This rate was subsequently adjusted in fiscal year 2009-2010 to the current rate of 10%. Since that time, the industry has continued to mature and demonstrate sustained growth in arrivals, room stock, and earnings. In this regard, Madam Speaker, the Honourable House is asked to note that, considering the foregoing and government's revenue needs over the medium term, the GCT rate applicable to specified tourism activities is to be increased to 15%, effective April 1, 2027, because we know that the industry is recovering, and so it will be delayed until 1st of April 2027. The GCT rate on tourism activities is estimated to yield approximately $11.4 billion in additional revenues annually. Madam Speaker, there will be continuation of the annual transfer of $11.4 billion from the National Housing Trust to central government. Madam Speaker, the NHG Act was first amended in March 2013 to facilitate the transfer of $11.4 billion to the central government towards fiscal consolidation for the four-year period 2013-14 to 2016-17. Given the need for further consolidation on the government's economic reform program of the day, further amendments to the NHG Act were undertaken in August 2017 to facilitate continued transfers for the period 2017-18 to 2020-21. December 2020 to facilitate the continuation of annual transfers for the period 2021-22 to 2025-26. The National Housing Trust Amendment Special Provision Act 2020, the Act, provides for the National Housing Trust to provide a fiscal distribution for fiscal consolidation of $11.4 billion per annum for a period of 5 years, with effect from 2021-22 financial year. Section 3 of the Act provides that this Act shall continue in operation until March 31, 2026, and shall then expire. The expiration of the Act on March 31, 2026 will result in the discontinuation of the annual contribution by the NHC and a significant fall-off in government revenues. Given the impact of Hurricane Melissa on the island, continuation of these transfers across the medium term is necessary to support sustainability of the fiscal operations while reconstruction activities are underway. It is therefore proposed, Madam Speaker, that the annual transfer of $11.4 billion from the National Housing Trust to the central government be continued for another 5 years, from fiscal 2026-27 through fiscal year 2030-2031. Madam Speaker, property taxes have remained at the same rate since fiscal year 2016-17. Property values have remained at the same value as they were then on the books of government. Our property taxes support our municipalities and the National Solid Waste Management Authority. The Prime Minister, to whom the National Land Agency reports, has approved the National Land Agency to begin a revaluation of the many parcels of land in Jamaica. This work will take about 12 months, and so that valuation will advise the new property tax rates for fiscal year 27-28. To close, Madam Speaker, we know that we are in the wage negotiation cycle with our public sector workers. We take that quite seriously, coming on the heels of the major wage restructuring. Today, Madam Speaker, this government is indicating that despite the massive disruption of Melissa, totaling US $8.8 billion, or 41% of our GDP, and the debt we must take on to rebuild, reconstruct, and build in resilience in our infrastructure as a government, despite all of that, Madam Speaker, we remain committed to the wage offer that this government has put forward to our public sector workers. And this offer was put forward prior to the devastation visited on us by the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, with winds of 185 miles per hour on October 28, 2025. That we are able to do so following Melissa is a testimony to the years of fiscal discipline pre-Melissa and the many years to come of continued good fiscal management. Finally, Madam Speaker, last year in this Parliament, as a government, we gave a commitment to the increase in the threshold to 1.9 million for fiscal year 2026-27. Madam Speaker, this government also remains committed to the increase in the threshold to 1.9 million come April 1, 2026. So, Madam Speaker, as I close, my message is a message of hope to all Jamaicans, to say we will rebuild homes, churches, schools, businesses, lives, livelihoods, our telecom network, our electricity grid, hotels, roads, our produce farms, our vegetable crops, fishing villages, animal farms. Madam Speaker, much of that work is already underway. Today, we construct temporary containerized homes because we must move fast to put those in place. But tomorrow, we build permanent structures. Madam Speaker, in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, we gave food packages and hot meals to those who lost everything. Today, we are helping to restore homes and livelihoods and put persons in a position in which they'll be able to put one foot in front of the other and begin life anew. Today, Madam Speaker, we clear roads and replant electric poles that have been scattered by Hurricane Melissa. Tomorrow, we build highways that are climate resilient, promote efficient connectivity, and have underground conduits for electricity grid and telecom networks. Madam Speaker, this is a government that cares. That wakes up every day with focus and with energy to do the work, to build country, create opportunities, and ensure Jamaicans can live life to its fullest. Madam Speaker, let me close by saying, God bless everyone. God bless Jamaica, the land we love.
Responding, the member from Southeast.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
St. Andrew Southeast.
St. Andrew Southeast. And we are offering our preliminary comments, having just received this, and the opposition will more fulsomely respond as we go along. I want to make a couple of comments. Before we get to Melissa, or even before we got to Beryl, it's important to remind the country that for the last 2 fiscal years, government's revenues have been struggling to meet government expenditures. And the government has relied for the last 2 fiscal years on 2 one-off transactions which have allowed the government to fund the budget. In 2023, the sale of 12 years of future revenues from the Norman Manley International Airport yielded $75 billion, which financed the 23-24 budget. For the 24-25 budget, the sale of future revenues, 10 years of future revenues from Donaldson Airport yielded $61 billion, which allowed the government to finance the 24-25 budget. I am making this point, Madam Speaker, to indicate that without Beryl, without Melissa, the government would have had to find some other asset to sell to meet the demands of the budget.
That's true. That's a fact.
I want to
seriously, it's true that.
Some of the measures, again,
there's no joke about it.
To what the ministers proposed. In relation to
that's a fact, man. That's a true. There's no doubt about it. But what them do, them use Beryl all the while. Beryl and Melissa, COVID, every fucking thing them use.
But I will say to you,
no other government not to call up them disaster name like that. They find a way out.
Will change.
You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Fucking joke. Them everything them blame disaster, hurricane, Rati and Lele. What about all them people?
Are the greatest consumers.
Fucking joke.
Are young children who go to
fucking
basic
joke.
School, primary school. And we need to change the culture. But when you look at the demand for these goods and the level of the increases,
when I come out and not in a people, when play with them people.
Inelastic demand.
When I beg them something.
I don't believe that you're going to have much behavior change. What I'm recommending though is that the 10 billion which you, and by your own measure, the fact that you anticipate to collect so much from this indicates that you don't really expect there to be a
watch our blood clot face now.
But I would recommend that some of the monies that are collected from it, are invested and provided to the local agriculture.
You talk like you're afraid to talk with the people.
So that natural juices,
let me talk ball on that, you know.
Can be provided as
wash our face.
to the sweetened drink.
She don't buy it you know.
The monies, the 10 billion, are not solely just put in the overall consolidated fund.
Pay a fucking them
we enhance our ability to provide the substitutes for it. Secondly, in relation to the environmental protection levy, again, my recommendation, the funds that we anticipate to collect from this goes into building greater resilience so that we can absorb some of those shocks that we naturally are going to have in the future, right? And when you look at you anticipate raising 3.6 billion from it. And we know that given the nature of climate change, we are likely to have future events that some of those resources be put to build resilience, whether it be in infrastructure, river training, other things. Madam Speaker, I am also happy that the government finally has not just followed the recommendation of the Fiscal Commissioner, but abided with the FAA Act in ensuring that the revenue measures are tabled at the same time as the estimates of expenditure. I will close here, and as I indicated, these are our preliminary comments, and once we have an opportunity, the budget debate and others, we will expand on it. Thank you.
Minister, 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 Minister. Minister, Minister, you would need before to move the motion. Minister, just please move the motion for the notice to be approved, which you gave earlier.
Wait, Governor? I don't know whether I did it. Okay. Madam Speaker, I now move that the motion, notice of which I gave earlier, be approved.
I try push something through.
The question is that the motion notice of
and
which
it's a woman, she just saw a code. Juliet will tell her and she.
Against, the ayes have it. House Leader.
Juliet just want to push through things, you know. That's all. Like bullies, you know.
Madam Speaker, it is not intended to do any further business today, but let me.
You know, you're in front of like a poll boy, you know. Because you want next one. You're supposed to go behind bars and fucking throw the key. Yeah, man. Simple as that. So, and there's no apology for that. But overall, when I say I go on, pay trickery and PMP have come harder than that still, you know. As I say, we're going to watch what go on in the weeks to come and see if they mobilize any protests. Because the street, people take the street, you know. It up now a blood-clot civilized country and all uncivilized country too, right? I say Kenya uncivilized, but Kenya is a part of African country, and sometimes people are the last, sometimes usually if you come out, you know, them bear everything, right? Sometimes they're afraid for the regime as well. Because them have them on a bandage, just like what Andrew Holmes are trying to do. But look, let me tell you something, man. I want change time now. We are living in one digital world. Not take nothing to organize something and shake the government up. Bad. But they don't get no shake up yet. That's why them keep on coasting and doing what them fucking doing. And actually getting away with it up to this point. Yeah, up to this point, they might get away with it. And it kind of really hurt. Well, me personally, it burned me bad. To see them thing there, and I'm going to get away with it. You know why? Opposition will have to be more directly, you know, and bold, you know, believe you me, you know, that me want to see, you know. That me want to see. And there's no joke about this. That me want to see. Well, I'm going to tell you still, you know, this blood clot tax boomshell here, it land on the Jamaican people like a bomber clot rocket from out of nowhere. And that is a shocker, you know. Yeah, man. That is a shocker. Anyway, moment we leave it at that. But all we can say, it's Sarah's tax boomshell. Because remember, you know, the Prime Minister said everything was in order. And them pay for everything. Them get money for the insurance, for the hurricane. Right? So wait there. You know? Yo. No, sir. Anyway, I call it, that is that, yeah, man, because sometimes you lost for words sometimes. Because everybody are playing, you know. I mean, I go partial. People are playing and things like that. I mean, I want to see fucking action speak louder than word. I'm believing in that 100% and more. Yeah, man. So anyway, go out and running, out and gunning, and we're going to give Julian Robinson an encore female little presentation and come out with, because I put over some really crucial points and hit them too. You can see Favor's face. It hit her because she knows what she has said, not right, you know, but she have to do what the master say. She get a speech to read out and she have to read it out. She don't even know what she read. I understand it. She not study nothing. I saw the government are running, you know. Bagger, Dolly House, fucking type of thing. Yeah, man. So anyway, give Julian Robinson encore for him nice intervention, because he kind of eat over that side, you know. Yeah, man. So we give him an encore for that. You call it short and sweet, quick and fast. Yeah, because they don't give the time. Them try to put... Yeah, anyway, I saw them people around, but we are looking for better things, more constructive things from the PNP party, the pressure. Put on the pressure cooker, brother, and start pressure them. Yeah.
Government don't manage the economy well, your hospital get bad, your road get bad, your water supply get bad. Government don't manage the economy well, your hospital get bad, your road get bad, your water supply get bad. Government don't manage the economy well, your hospital get bad, your road get bad, your water supply get bad. Government don't...
Junk as a bat, you know. Junk as a bomber cloth bat. Yo!
A big sound up here, big tune.
Ja oli Emmanuel I wo ja Gideon am Gideon. The Gideon am Gideon. The Gideon am Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy will come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from it, tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not devil philosophy. Not until level for man's skin is abnormal, significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war long in 1935.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
On Sticky Stucky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stucky TV. Big up yourself, Keith Gargan. Straight.